What's good on YouTube? My name is Bab. I'm welcome to another episode of JMC. I'd like to welcome onto the podcast Rish, Mit, and Nish. How you doing, guys?
Yeah,
All right. Good man.
Good. Right, we're going to do a bit of a summer update, just to see how the transfers are going. We'll see. Are you happy with the news? So we'll make a start with Arsenal. Uh, we've got is it Declan Rice just got over the line? What do you make of that move?
gone Rish. You can say your bit.
Um, he is a really good signing. But for the price that we've paid for, I think it was a bit OTT. But in terms of does he improve our team? Yes, he does. Is he an upgrade to the existing player that plays on number 8 or number 6? Yes, he is. Um, I think he's going to basically play number 8 rather than number 6. I think that's what Arteta's bought him for. So is he an upgrade to Xhaka in every way? He is, apart from one attribute, which would be shooting. Xhaka had his power shots, which were quite pretty accurate, and it's something that Rice doesn't possess. But in terms of the technical ability that he has in the middle of the park, yes, he does. Does he have an engine? Yes, he does. Can he defend better than Xhaka? Oh, hell yeah. Um, he's not injury prone either. Neither was Xhaka, but Xhaka would tend to get his red cards here and there, and disappear for like 3 games or so. But Rice would definitely be there. And does he have the capability to play the good type of football that Arteta wants him to play? I believe he can. So in terms of English tax, paying 100 million for him, is he going to be worth it? I was thinking about it the other day that paying 100 mil for Rice, I still believe is too much. But if you take into consideration the fact that the experience he's got in the Premier League, the leadership quality he brings through, just like Xhaka does, also the age factor, he's only 24, so we can get good 8 to 10 years out of him, especially when he plays in the middle of the park and he seems pretty fit. And the way he talks, when we signed him, and I was watching the videos that Arsenal posted, the way he presents himself, the way he takes care of himself, and the way he portrays himself, it shows he's got the leadership qualities. And I actually can see him, um because we got youngsters in our team, I actually can see him um making sure that the youngsters are on good path and we as a team can grow together. And the fact that the team is also around 24 years old on average, it's actually a good fit for the team, so the team can stay together for like a few years or so and try and win something together. So I'm pretty excited that we've signed someone for the first time, 100 million player. And and a lot of opposition fans are saying, yeah, you overpaid for him, blah 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 blah. But I think he will be one of the best players in the field week in, week out. I have that much comfortable that much comfortability that he can actually do that.
But you, Nish, how do you feel about Rice? Do you agree with Rishi?
Um, I think in the previous podcast I gave you my thoughts in regards to what I think of Rice. Um, I'm still not over the fact that he's 100 million, but I think we have to leave that behind now and try and find what Arteta sees in him and try and see how he fits into the team. I actually think he's been brought in to, like Rishi said, play as the 6 or the 8, but I actually think he'll play as the defensive midfielder, because I think he can still play with Partey as well. But I got a sneaky feeling Partey is going to leave. There's rumors of bids coming in from Saudi for Partey, and if a good offer comes in, I got a feeling that we will accept that. So I actually think he's been brought in to play more of a 6. So how does that fit in with our overall structure now? So that's why I think we bought Kai Havertz as well, because you don't pay £65 million for a player for him to, sit on the bench. So I think ahead of Rice will be Havertz and Odegaard, and I think that's going to be like the midfield we'll go to going forward. I think in some games we might play a bit defensive, but that again, like we don't have anyone to replace Partey with unless we replace him with someone like Lavia or anyone else that comes in. So I think in some games, like for example, away to City or away to Liverpool, we might go with like 2 6s. So I think, yeah, going forward, Rice has been brought in again for his leadership quality. He's always available. He never gets injured. He's captain material as well. There's no doubt, one day he will probably captain Arsenal. And he speaks well. Like I agree with Rishi that in the interview he spoke so well. He said that he's here to win trophies, and I think he was Arteta's main target simply because of the stuff he brings. For me, I don't agree that some of the things is a bit like overrated that what he brings, but according to Arteta, they're there. So I have to back him now and see how he does. Like he's very energetic, athletic. He'll press. He'll cover the field. So when we're on the counter attack, he'll always be available. So I think he's got a few traits that Arteta likes, and that enables us to play with 2 8s instead of 2 6s and 1 8, kind of like Man City did in the year they were the Centurions, where they were playing Fernandinho, who was more athletic compared to Rodri, and they had Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva, I believe, ahead of him. So I think we'll probably be doing something similar to that.
See, I don't agree with one of your points you made there. You think he's going to play number 6. I don't think he's playing number 6. And the only reason I say that is because if you look at the way Arsenal are moving in the transfer market, if Havertz was playing as number 8, right? Let's just think in terms of how Arsenal's been moving. If we got Havertz in first, right? And if he was playing number 8, we would have sold Xhaka straight away. But we weren't going to sell Xhaka until Rice came through. And until Rice got done, that's when Xhaka fucked off. So I think the way Arteta sees our formation at the moment is going to be Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. And also the other the other incline I'm getting is that if we sell Partey, we wouldn't be buying another defensive midfielder then, because we are. I think David Ornstein basically said that if we do sell Partey, we are likely to buy another defensive midfielder, and I think we are linked to Livier, whatever his name is. And there was another player that we were linked to. I forgot his name now. Tchouaméni. So we're linked to Tchouaméni as well. So what I believe is that Rice isn't going to be playing number 6. I think he's going to be a number 8, playing that Xhaka role. I think Rice can excel there. That's what I think Arteta is going to be doing. That's the only reason I think he's playing number 8, because of the way Arsenal's moving in the transfer market. But number 6, number 8, he's a versatile player. He's better than Xhaka in that aspect.
I can't see number 8, to be honest. I just think your other Havertz and Odegaard will be so much better than him playing as a number 8. They actually, he's better defensive minded. He's got good dribbling. He's good at going forward, but you wouldn't associate with getting assist or goals or something like that, or getting an important goal from somewhere. I think he's good. He's good organization. That's what you want at the back. He can then direct traffic from there. He can get the ball and then recycle it and get it going forward again.
Then, last year at this time, if we're sitting here, if I asked you that question, Xhaka as number 8, do you think he would have got that many goals and assists that he got this season? I don't think any one of us would have thought that.
No, but Xhaka's better number 8 than he would have been number 6. Him sitting back was rubbish. Like he can't defend. Why is he there in the first place?
Yeah, I think Arteta did that out of necessity or to avoid Xhaka's mistakes at the back. I think he had no choice. Plus, Xhaka's always available, and Arteta's always liked Xhaka as well. But I think, in regards to Rice, I think he can play 6 or 8. But I just don't see her spending 65 billion on Havertz for him just to sit on the bench. I think he has to be a starter for that amount.
No, I don't think that. I don't agree with that because we're in Champions League now, right? We need squad depth, and Odegaard can't play literally every single game. Last season, we didn't have another cam. Like
We had Vieira.
Vieira,
Yeah, I know, but
Vieira
that's what I'm saying, that
what he does
he plays in the exact position as Odegaard as well. So there's some rotation there that we could do as well.
Do you trust Vieira to pull out some assist and shit like in
Not
Odegaard?
really.
Yeah, that's why we got Havertz.
Not really.
I think this is all building up for Saka to leave. So Real Madrid's not really in for Mbappe, they're coming for Saka. So you get Rice into number 8, you get Havertz to go up front, and you got Jesus right wing, and then Saka's gone to Real Madrid.
You see how opposition fans think about this.
I don't think Havertz has been brought in to play striker, because Arteta said in his interview that the words he mentioned was that he will play in midfield. I don't know how true that is, but obviously Havertz can play that role. And I think now, obviously, because we got Timber now as well, who I think is a quality player. We haven't even mentioned him. I think he'll invert on the right hand side in some games as well, so we won't need Zinchenko all the time. So I think that will help Rice as well. It will be Rice and Timber controlling the midfield, and then Odegaard and Havertz ahead of him to make that box midfield that everyone wants to play.
I think Timber's a really good signing, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a great player.
I still remember one United fan told me, "Yeah, I remember that quotes that you said Timber's sick." Yeah, man made me answer that question whether Timber's good or not, and he's gonna hold me to that. And when he becomes sick, I'm gonna go up to that person's face and be like, "I told you so."
Timber's quality. I'm excited to watch him because of the qualities he brings. And I think on the right hand side, that's something we lacked last year, where we were always inverting from the left, but now it's either left or right. So we can switch dynamics within the game, and we're going to be less predictable. So I'm actually excited about Timber as well.
You can play defensive number 6 as well.
That's the thing.
That's
like all our players we're signing, they can play 2 or 3 positions easily. And that's something, Arteta has been doing for the last couple of years, where, Trossard, Kiwior, Timber, he wanted Lisandro as well, who could play like 3 or 4 positions. So I think this is what Arteta wants, where he wants all his players to play at least 2 or 3 positions.
I think it leaves you tactically flexible, having players who can invert, and you can play a variety of shapes. You can sort of beat the press, or you can play through the team depending on your opposition. You can adjust. I was going to say, obviously, with all your business, I was going to mention Timber, but obviously Nishla's brought him up. But my next question was going to be: do you think the signings you made are going to take you to the extra, I'd say, 10 points you need to catch City?
Good question.
I'll need to see that when the season's or when the transfer window ends, because I don't know who City will buy. They're losing a lot of players as well. But I think
No, go on, finish.
No, go on. You're just gonna say Mahrez, isn't it?
Yeah, he's gonna leave as well to go to get some extra P from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but you know what City's gonna do? They're just gonna get another right winger.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they need the extra 10 points to challenge for the league. What they did last season could win a title. It's not saying this that I don't think they were that far off. It could have been 3 points potentially if the games just swung either way with City.
Yeah, what we need to do is be like more or less perfect next year in all aspects of the game. So we need to do what Liverpool did a couple of years ago, where each game we just have to be relentless and just press every team off the park and play our way. Is it? I don't know. Like, I think this is the first time in maybe 15 years where I'm expecting a title charge. Now I think if you said that a couple of years ago, I'll be saying you're crazy. Arsenal in a title race, you must be joking. But because of the signings we've made, because of the momentum, this is the first time in about 15 years I'm expecting Arsenal to challenge for the title, especially after what we did last year. So that's
you'd be crazy with the things that Arsenal have been doing recently as well. First of all, we signed a 100 million player. I would never have thought that would have happened in the first place. The second thing that really impressed me is that we basically managed to sign all the key players that we needed in the squad
before
before the
pre-season.
season even fucking started.
Yeah.
That's never happened either. We just money grabbing. We know
This is a new experience for Arsenal fans. Like, we haven't been in this territory before, and we don't know how to react.
No. I think it's a sign of a strong club that you've got all your signings lined up before you go on your pre-season. It shows that your board is on the same wavelength as your manager, and you've got like a plan, rather than United being linked with United ends up being different sagas. It's being 3-4 months that you link to a player. It feels like, and it never gets over the line. Even when you think it's done, it drags out for another 2 weeks. So, and it just shows how much of a circus that is. But I think when you've seen with City and Liverpool, particularly when they challenged City, they got their business done early. The team was set. That the preseason was to form chemistry.
And I actually think Rice is a better buy than. I think that's a good buy. Like in the Premier League right now, I can't think of a better number 6 than Rice at the moment. I think he's better than Rodri. The only reason I'm saying that is City tried to buy Rice as well. So they obviously think I see a quality here that's I don't see in Rodri, and I don't see quality in Rodri at all. I think he gets carried by his team. Like I can't think of anything apart from his positioning is probably his only good thing, but I don't see anything when I look at him, man. I honestly don't. I don't know. He can't pass the ball. He's not a great passer, compared to other CDMs. He's got a shot on him, but it's nothing special, and he's got no pace.
I think in terms of the Emirates era, this is probably the best Arsenal team of the Emirates era. And it showed last year that we got 84 points, and that's been the highest amount of points that we've had in the Emirates era. So this is, for me, it's the best team of the Emirates era, because obviously we've had Ozu and Sanchez, but we didn't build teams around them. We gave them like shit players around them. So yeah, this is definitely exciting times.
I think
to be an Arsenal fan.
I think the one thing you missed from last season is having that one player that's just a game changer like Sanchez was. I think if you had that one player in there, you would have won the league comfortably.
But I think we would have won the league if we had Saliba fit. I think if Saliba stayed fit, I think we probably wouldn't have dropped as many points as we did. And I think he's that game changer for us.
It wasn't goals that was a problem. It was conceding them towards the end. Like, you were still scoring.
It was holding, man. Yeah, you're holding.
And I think Saliba, like signing the contract, I think that's one of the biggest things that we've done this year is that contract extensions. And I think, Saka signing, Martinelli signing, and Saliba signing is like, it's a sign of a different team now. We're not like those those late Wenger team where we just sell our stars to rival teams. I still can't get over Van Persie.
I was gonna move on to Liverpool now. Obviously they've got 2 signings over the line with McAllister, and we were talking about the other guy's name before, but I can't. I'll let you say it, man.
Szoboszlai.
Szoboszlai, that's the one. What do you make of your business?
So obviously McAllister is a good deal for 35 million. He's proven in Premier League. He's played for Brighton, who did really well last season, and he carried Brighton. Like he got a lot of goals for them. Like he was scoring once every 2 games, or at least getting an assist every game as well. Probably won you the FPL title too at one point. And then
that's Saka.
Yeah, and Saka. But then Szoboszlai. I've only watched YouTube, and YouTube can make anyone look good. So, but everyone talks very highly of him. When I've watched him, he can pass, he can shoot, he can dribble. He's got the energy. He's got a presence in midfield, and I think that's what we need in midfield. We've never actually had a midfielder that can actually run forward, create chances for our team, and I think that's what will allow us to happen. So Trent will come into midfield, and Szoboszlai can get into space between the strikers and Trent. So if Trent can't put a ball over the top or anything, he can drill a pass into Szoboszlai, who can touch the ball, and then probably put someone through on goal or take a shot himself. Like Henderson could never shoot. I think our best shooter in midfield was Fabinho, and he was our CDM. So it's good to see we'll see how having an actual quality in midfield, how we actually end up playing, because this will be a different type of football. I don't know if we'll still be playing the same way, trying to go down the wings or just try and drill a pass through from Trent into one of our front three. So we'll see how that goes, and then talk about people joining, but let's talk about some people leaving. So potentially Henderson. If we get 20 million from him, that'll be really good. I think he's done all what he could for the club. I think he's done well. Like, there's no hard feelings of him wanting to leave because he's going to get paid 700k. No one's going to say no to that type of money. He can go there for a few to the Saudi Arabia or wherever he's going to go for a few years, get paid, and then come back. And I think he should try a new challenge. I think in midfield he is running out of energy, even though he's changed his body, like he looks now, where he could actually. I would want to see him play a game. I would see how much he's changed. Like, you could see his mindset's changed of how much harder he wants to do something for Liverpool, and I think that would have been good in the locker room as well, changing room. Having that type of player who wants to go out, win the league, will then just make the players around him play 10% better too. But if he leaves, then fair enough. And Fabinho looks more likely to leave in the next week or something, because everything's agreed. It's just literally sorting out a fee between us and wherever he's going. And if we do manage to get 40 million for him, at least we can recoup that money and then we can use that to buy someone else. I think like we've been linked with Lavia as well. And I think he's only had 29 games in the league. So we'll see how that goes. Because you can't base someone to be 50 million just based on those 29 games. I think that's very unrealistic, but I think that's just the market right now. Like, as soon as you bought Anthony for 90 million, you've just ruined the whole marketplace where now 50 million seems normal, especially with Rice going for 100 million. No one's going to want to sell their players for 30 million unless there's a release clause in it. But Lavia looks good. He's can control. You can see he's got a good touch in him on the ball. He can. He's confident. The only thing when I look at him play is that he doesn't release it soon enough. He tries to run at the player in front of him before releasing it. I think that could get him to trouble, and that would just lead to team scoring against us, where then they'll just park the bus afterwards. And we're linked to other players, like the one I saw today, Decore. I hope we don't get him. He's so rubbish, man. When you watch him play, he's actually so like Palace concede goals, and you don't want to be trying to get a CDM just because he's cheap from there. I still want Kefram, but the wages he wants, I don't think suits what Liverpool's offered to give. So one side would have to give on that side. And we also link with like Amrabat, and even him, I'm not 100% sure. And that's what I mean, like Rice, even though also paid 100 million, at least you're getting a good CDM who can actually do the role what you want them to do. It's not second guessing it of whether they're going to be a flop or a hit. So that's why I'd rather, when I think about Rice, the more I just think about it, I think, okay, 100 million, fair enough. I'd rather have paid that than get paid 50 million, got someone crap who then have to go replace it with another 50 million pound the next year.
But there's another player out there, Caicedo, and Chelsea haven't done him over. So I think that's a good player for Liverpool right there. And obviously, because we've inflated the market at Rice, I think Brighton would want the same for Caicedo as well.
100 million for him too.
But I wouldn't pay 100 million. So Rice has got over 150 games potentially in the league. Caicedo's only got 20.
But he's quality though.
But again, I wouldn't base that on one season. I'd rather not for 100 million pound. There, I would take a punt for 50 million pound.
You could have your Brighton midfielder there if you get him. You'll have McAllister.
You got the understanding with McAllister, yeah.
Yeah, but do you think Caicedo has to fit into Klopp's plans as well? If he doesn't fit into Klopp's football, then what's the point of getting him? Like, he might just start slowing down the attack and then trying to pass sideways or turning backwards, which we did last season, which just pisses me off so much.
I think he'll do well in Klopp's football.
Yeah, same.
The way Brighton play is similar to what Klopp play like anyways. So I think
Caicedo's a sick player, yeah.
I wouldn't spend 100 million. We can't afford that. Maybe City can, but we wouldn't never spend 100 million pound on a player, on an unproven player.
I think that's why you guys are after Lavia. I think the Southampton will accept 40 million for towards the end, whoever wants him. I think you guys will probably end up getting him, and he's only 19 as well.
Yeah, there's another player we're linked with who was. I don't want him either. What's his name? What's his Andre Trindad? What?
Trincao.
No,
What-
Who's he?
Trindad, something like that.
Did you say you were linked to Calvin Phillips as well?
Oh my God! Oh, yeah, we're linked with Calvin Phillips as well. Some guy that can't even get into City's first team, so we're trying to go for a second rated player in pet size. I don't think you'd want that because I don't see what he offers. Apart from he was good at passing, but apart from that, there was Leeds conceded the most goals in that year when he was starting for them. That's not someone I would want in my team. And then it's just literally going back to heavy metal football. We'll try, you score, we score. Who can outscore each other? I don't want that. I want to have a defense which is quite solid, where when you score a goal, you know a second goal could come in 3 minutes, and then you know you can hold it on for the rest of the game.
They call him the Yorkshire Perlo.
If you can't if you can't displace the average Rodri, what chance do you have? I mean, come on.
Yeah, the average Rodri, when you don't rate him highly as it is.
Wasn't he? You know when you signed McAllister, I swear you were disappointed by that signing. What changed?
That was because I thought we were going to pay 50 million or something for him.
Oh,
But then
Yeah,
it
for
was,
35, he's a steal.
yeah, I think
yeah.
Hmm. So in terms of Liverpool's business, what else do you see happening then? What are the positions? I know you're going to sell Henderson probably and Firmino. So where do you see that money going?
so. We have to buy 2 midfielders. So out of the players where we've bought, the only one I would take is Latvia. I don't know anyone apart from Kefram as well. I don't know who else I'd want. One guy who we have been linked with, even though he's not midfielder, Jeremy Doku. He looks amazing. Like we were talking earlier, like Nish, and I said he actually looks like Mane, and the way he dribbles, he's just got his acceleration from standstill to going is immense. So he can beat a player, cut in, and then if he can shoot, then I can see him being a hit. But we're just linked.
I have a
think.
feeling that player can't shoot. They always have that. They have the speed, but they can't shoot.
Yeah,
I think
that's
your
what.
attack is fine though. I think midfield is the priority, and your
Yeah,
attack's fine. You got so many attackers.
no, but I was just be if I could, I'd take him as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the midfield is the priority. I'd want one more. We definitely need a CDM because even though because if Fabinho leaves, we have none apart from Bajcetic, and he's still raw. He's very young. He'll become sick one day, but until then, you need to fill up that gap, and then we need another center mid. We need another 8 in there to sit there, another box to box.
Were you not linked to that brother, the French brother from Turam or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Kefram, that's one we mentioned earlier. Like,
Kefram.
I think it's the wage that's putting it off. The what he wants to be offered isn't what we're willing to give.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man wants 250K. That's what he wants. He knows that he's coming to the money.
Yeah, we were linked with Chouameni as well. Because we were linked with them last year before Real Madrid went and bought him for 85 million. And even this year, we're still linked with Chouameni, Valverde, all of them because
Camavinga.
one of them isn't going to start for Real Madrid. The other 3 will, and then that's going to cause a morale issue where we were hoping to come in and steal one of them. Because I'd love to have one of those 2 in our midfield. I think then we'd have a complete midfield.
So as it stands with the business that you're potentially looking at, how do you see the season going? What's realistic?
At the moment, I'll still say 5th. I don't think we've done enough
I think you're
to.
better than 5th. I think you're underrating your team. I think you're definitely better than some teams in the Premier League.
It's only if Fabinho leaves, and I don't see who's going to replace him there. I don't see who'll hug that gap.
I think you're comfortably better than some teams in the Premier League, like Chelsea and Tottenham. I think I don't see you finishing below them.
If we get 2 more players, 2 more midfielders, then it will give me more confidence in it. Because even we're trying to sell Thiago as well, and we're hoping for a Saudi club to come and poach him. Barcelona were trying to come, but then they realized he's too expensive for what we wanted, so they've taken themselves out the market too. Even though we only wanted to sell him for like 12 million euros or whatever it was.
It's funny how Barcelona want all the amazing players, but when the price comes, they just hide away.
They're like the person who like hides when the bill comes to your table, just nowhere to be seen.
It's like it's like dressing up in your Primark clothes and going to Harrods to buy something and hoping for a little freebie coming your way. That's literally what they've done. They got Gundogan for a freebie, innit?
They're the Trump charity of Mario Party.
I have a quick question for everyone. So this relates to Harry Kane. So obviously he's been linked to Bayern and he might end up going. But if you're Harry Kane, what would be more important to you, breaking Alan Shearer's record or going to Bayern and winning a couple of trophies? Obviously he's never won trophies. So if you're Harry Kane or any footballer, what would be more important to you?
I as a footballer, I would like to win some trophies if I am capable of winning trophies. So I would go to Bayern Munich or United if I was him right now. I would actually move ASAP.
And the thing is Tottenham's more likely to want to sell him this year. They would want to get rid of him right now, I would assume. I don't think they want him. They don't want to keep him for the next year and let him go out on a free. Because if you think about it, right now the power's in Tottenham's hands. They're saying no, you can't go to Man United. You can you can go abroad to Bayern Munich. At least from Tottenham's point of view, you're not going to a rival club. Next year, it'll be in Kane's hand where you could say, okay, I'm leaving now. I'm going to go to Man United, and then I could potentially win trophies there. I could win the Champions League. I could win the Premier League, stuff like that. So I think if I was Kane, I would stay at Tottenham for a year. It's not like with age with him, he can last longer than any other striker.
But trophies are guaranteed at Bayern. Literally every single trophy is guaranteed over there. Even
apart from the Champions League.
But the thing is, he'll be out of contract. Even he could go to City as well. He'll be like, oh, I'll take a pay cut.
You have to pick up clubs next year.
Oh, pay me 30k, or we could go Real Madrid as well. Like Real Madrid have no striker at the moment. They need to replace Benzema, and Real Madrid love their free strikers. Imagine they could get Kane and Mbappe for both for free.
Yeah, that would be fucking mental if they did.
Yeah. So I think to Kane, he'll probably want to stay in the Premier League and break that record.
Yeah, so then he'll go to Man United or City, because I think like Man United, they've always gonna have money, so he's always got the potential of thinking, okay, if I go here, there's a potential we'll buy a really sick player. It might be another Anthony for all he knows, but there's always that potential that they'll get a sick team somehow.
There's a question I wanted to ask to Bavik. United's transfers. We haven't done that yet. What
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling like what Arsenal fans we've been feeling like for the last 15 years?
I feel like the moves are just frustrating. I think I said I touched on it before. I just get frustrated that every single move is a saga, like penny pinching over 4 or 5 million, and it drags out for 3-4 weeks. I mean, if you're a serious club, you just get you get the business done. You don't fanny around for so long. The signings they have done have been that I can see the logic in them, but it's just the time is frustrating, and time, everyone knows time's a precious commodity. I mean, they go out on tour on Wednesday and they just about got the goalie and the Mason Mountain. They still need a striker. How can you integrate someone?
You know what really confused me about United, right? If you guys have about 100 mil or 150 mil to spend, right? Why did you guys fuck up on De Gea? Because you could have spent that money on getting a striker, but you spent money on Mount and the goalkeeper now.
I think the De Gea situation was handled really poorly. Like they gave him an offer, they took it back and gave him less. Like who's going to take that? I think that was a fuck up from the club, to be honest. It was and that sort of prompted them. We need a goalie, otherwise we're stuck with Tom Heaton. So they'll kind of force their own hand there, but that's just shooting yourself in the foot. No planning. But a striker is. I think a goalie was the second priority when we were doing that ideal transfers on my list. That goalie would have been second after a striker. So it did need doing. Mount would have been the priority for this year now.
You're after that poor man's Haaland, aren't you? Or Hodgland or whatever his name
Hoyland,
is.
Yeah. I just don't see us paying the amount they want. They want 80 million for him.
You can get Harry Kane next year for free.
Exactly. So it's just you'll be the problem is you'll be relying on Martial for the end of the season. He's made of glass. So I think they've hamstrung themselves with the moves that they made. I think De Gea would have gone. We would have to replace him in a year's time anyway. He's not up to the style of football that the manager wants to play. So at some point that would have been needed to have been done, but I don't think Mount was the priority. I think we should have got a striker in.
Do you think you'll challenge next year?
Nah, I think we'll be in the top 4 battle. We'll probably be in the race till about November, then we'll be out. I don't see without a striker. I don't see it.
But the thing is, there is no other striker out there. Like you tried for Kane.
Striker market is shit.
There
Yeah,
is Mr. Vardy.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, it's not. Man United actually tried to get a striker, and it's not their fault that Tottenham are being stubborn, where they're not going to sell to their rival.
There's
And,
one at Arsenal, Balogun. You can have him.
Yeah. There's Nketiah. You can have Nketiah.
Balogun 50 million.
Oh, isn't Inter Milan going for Balogun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't want him to go.
Yeah, but 50 million is a
I'd
lot.
rather sell Nketiah.
I don't know.
What's the song?
Your defense is in trouble. And
Nketiah's in the room.
I would sell both. I would sell both of them and get a better striker like Vlahovic.
Yeah, but United are linked to Vlahovic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's available for a good price. Pogba's available for 8 million as well, I've heard.
Yeah, but
If we go down that road again.
Pogba.
they're
Pogba
trying to do
back.
a deal with do a deal with Chelsea for Lukaku. Lukaku's available.
I heard Morata's available as well.
Morata's available, yeah. There's all these subpar strikers.
Get Lukaku 3 times in the top 10 for most expensive English transfers.
Yeah, United will probably play another 95 million the way they're going for him. They'll find their money somewhere down the back of the sofa.
There's only 2 teams in the English Premier League who will actually be dumb enough to go and buy the shitty player for 98 million, and that's United and Chelsea.
Yeah, more money than sense.
Yeah, I think there's only one striker everyone wants, and that's Osimhen. But I don't think anyone's gonna get him.
I don't think he's
like-
obtainable this year.
That's like 200 million right there.
Yeah, he's not leaving, man. So that's a question to ask you, Bavik. You don't have a striker right now. So would you rather sacrifice a year of not having a number 9, save that money for next year so you can get a better striker like Osimhen or Kane? Well, Kane's going to be free, but like Osimhen, for example. Would you take that, or would you rather get someone decent in now for 80 million like Vlahovic?
I'd wait the year. I know it's not ideal, but you could stick Rashford up front if you wanted to for the season. I know it's not.
Bring back Weghorst.
And Weghorst back on a free. We make it work with lumps. Get someone like Mitrovic as a plan B. You can get that for a year, and then get your actual striker.
And then shapeshift him at centre back.
That's it. Yeah, put him at the back. Maguire can go up front. He's a shapeshifter, isn't he?
97 shapeshifter.
He's not got the captain's armband weighing him down like a tank. He's got sandbags in his shoes, so he should be giving us a good service.
He's throwing his prams in the out of his thing now. Well, all his toys out of the pram. Didn't he send a thing out?
Yeah, he put out a statement for being stripped of captaincy. I mean, who does that?
He's not happy.
At least he didn't do a Piers Morgan interview anyway. So
He'll probably
there
do
is
that.
that.
He'll do that next.
when he's gone.
Or you might go to Albania and get arrested again. Like last time.
Anything.
Well,
Anything.
we should all be glad we don't support Chelsea, because I looked at the midfield today. It's absolutely dog shit. I didn't recognize a single name in there apart from
Who's the
Enzo.
midfield today?
It was like Enzo, Gallagher, Santos, and some other Wi-Fi passwords in there. I can't remember.
Was that a friendly match that they were playing with?
No, it's the squad they've taken to the I think America or wherever they're gone,
Okay.
and it's absolutely dog shit.
Well, here come 12th place again, thinking that they're gonna win the title. Some pundits, seriously.
So there's some absolute delusion around Chelsea. I just don't see it with them.
Wrap up, Five.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks guys for all your thoughts and the opinions today. If you're new, everyone, leave a like and hit the subscribe button. If you like what you see, hit the notification bell and you'll get notified whenever we post a video. Bye.